Okay, let's unpack this. If you've ever tried planning a trip, one that mixes things up, like a flight, then maybe a train, maybe grabbing a rental
Oh,
car.
yeah. The tab jungle, as some people call it.
Exactly. Dozens of windows open, prices all over the place, and you always have that nagging feeling, right? That you missed a better deal somewhere.
It's definitely the modern travel headache,
Yeah.
that multimodal problem.
Hmm.
It's not just finding a cheap flight anymore.
No.
It's linking all those different bits, flights, trains, buses from totally different companies into one trip that actually, works.
Right. And that's why we're doing this deep dive today.
Precisely. We're looking at platforms built to cut through that mess.
Our sources focus specifically on the Liligo comparison engine. We want to see how it's built, what its strategy is.
Yeah. Our goal is to figure out how an all-in-one platform like this actually adds value.
Yeah.
The sources call it a free real-time travel search engine. Simple enough.
But the real question is, does it really solve that information overload? Can it be that single source for everything? Flights, trains, cars, all of it.
That's the mission. Let's see if the architecture delivers on that promise.
So that all-in-one idea, that's the big hook, isn't it?
Absolutely.
The sources say its main selling point is searching and comparing flights, trains, buses, and car hire, all at once, or, one by one if you prefer.
And to pull that off, you need serious scale. The source material mentions it taps into deals from over 1,200 trusted partners globally.
Wow, 1,200.
Yeah, and that's not just fluff. That's the kind of, let's call it technical muscle, you need for genuinely wide coverage.
Okay, but 1,200 partners, what does that actually mean? It's not just airlines, right?
Oh, definitely not. That number covers pretty much the whole travel world. You've got your big network airlines, yeah, but also the low-cost ones.
Like Ryanair, EasyJet.
Exactly. Plus, major train operators think Eurostar in Europe, Amtrak over in North America, big bus companies like Flixbus, and, of course, all the major car rental places.
Sixt, Avis Hertz. The usual suspects.
You got it. And critically, it also includes online travel agencies, OTAs.
Right, the Expedias and Booking.coms of the world. For anyone listening who isn't familiar, these are basically third-party sites selling travel they don't operate themselves.
Precisely. So the platform isn't just comparing, say, a British Airways price directly from BA.
It's also comparing it against what several different OTAs are charging for that same British Airways flight.
Exactly right. And that's where it gets technically really challenging. It's one thing to list 1,200 partners. It's another thing entirely to keep real-time pricing and availability accurate across all of them. You're constantly dealing with APIs, data delays, making sure the info is fresh.
Because if Ryanair drops its price, the comparison engine needs to know, like, now. Otherwise, what's the point?
Exactly. The comparison is useless if it's stale.
So the immediate benefit for you, the user, is just efficiency, I guess. You don't need 4 different apps open anymore.
Right. The system handles all that back-end partnership stuff and data grabbing for you. It centralizes the intelligence, so you don't have to. But like you said, just having lots of data isn't enough. Once you've got the scale sorted, you need to build trust.
Yes. Which brings us to segment 2, how they handle transactions and pricing. This is where things can get sticky with comparison sites.
Definitely. The classic problem is the bait and switch, isn't it? You see a great price, click through.
And suddenly it jumps up 20% because of hidden fees or taxes they didn't show you.
So the sources claim this platform goes for transparent pricing, showing the total price right up front.
Okay, what does total price include here?
Well, the idea is it includes all the unavoidable stuff like airport taxes, but, we should probably be a little skeptical.
How so?
Well, what about things like baggage fees? Airlines make those intentionally tricky, don't they? They change based on when you add the bag or your loyalty status.
That's a really good point. It's almost impossible for a third-party site to perfectly predict all those dynamic add-on fees for every single user, right?
Exactly. So while you get the base fare and the standard taxes included up front, which is good, you still need to be aware that perfect transparency kind of hits a wall when the airline's own dynamic pricing kicks in later in the booking.
Okay, fair enough. So the goal is the cleanest possible initial comparison before they hand you off.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And that handoff is key to understanding their model and, frankly, their integrity. It's a non-transactional model.
All right, this is where it gets really interesting. Because if they're comparing everything for free and trying to avoid hidden markups, how do they make money?
Yeah, it's crucial to be clear on what the platform is and what it isn't. It's purely a search engine,
Yeah.
a comparator. It is not a travel agent or a booking site itself.
Meaning they never handle my credit card details.
Never. They don't issue your ticket. They don't finalize your car rental contract. None of that.
So I find a flight I like, I click on the deal.
Mhm.
What happens?
You get redirected straight away. You're sent over to the partner's website. That could be the airline directly or the rental company or maybe an OTA.
And that's where you actually complete the booking and pay.
Yes. You finish the transaction on the provider's own site.
Okay. And how does that connect to making money and staying neutral?
Uh, because their revenue comes from referrals. It's essentially affiliate marketing.
Mhm.
They get paid a small fee by the partner, like the airline or the OTA, just for sending you to their site.
So they get paid regardless of which partner site I end up booking on.
That's the idea. They don't really have a horse in the race, so to speak.
Uh-huh.
Their incentive isn't to push one airline over another or their own inventory like a traditional OTA might.
Because they don't have their own inventory.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Their success depends entirely on giving you the best, most accurate, comprehensive results so that you do click through and eventually book somewhere. That structure inherently promotes neutrality. It avoids that inventory bias.
That's actually quite clever. That business model itself builds in a level of trust.
Hmm.
Okay, understanding that model is really key. It's more than just a list of features. But now let's move beyond just finding the cheapest price. Let's talk about the tools for actually optimizing the trip,
Right. The smart search toolkit, as we can call it. Because finding the absolute lowest price isn't always the goal, is it? Sometimes you want the best value.
which often means balancing cost against, well, time and hassle.
Precisely. So let's start with the basics. Filtering. With data from 1,200 partners, you need good filters.
Makes sense. So you can filter by price, obviously, but also travel time, number of stops.
The specific airline or train operator you prefer, maybe the type of car you need if you're renting. Standard stuff, but essential.
Got it. What else?
Well, the sources mentioned a really interesting one for inspiration. The Explore feature.
Oh, how does that work?
It's kind of for people who are flexible. Maybe you know your budget or you have specific dates off work, but you don't know where you want to go.
So you plug in, like, I have $500 in the first 2 weeks of July.
Exactly. And the tool suggests destinations and trips that fit. It turns the platform from just a search tool into more of a planning partner.
I like that. Okay, what's tool 3?
Tool 3 tackles market volatility. Price alerts. We all know flight and train prices can jump around like crazy.
Tell me about it. Trying to manually track prices is exhausting.
Right. So this is just an automated notification. You tell it the route or the destination you're interested in.
And it emails you or sends a notification if the price drops.
Yep. Helps you potentially grab that deal at the right moment without constantly checking yourself. Takes the stress out of timing the booking.
Okay, useful. And the last one, tool 4. You mentioned something about smart sorting.
Yes. Smart sorting. And this, I think, is where a sophisticated engine really shows its value. This is moving beyond just cheap.
How so? Most sites just sort by cheapest first, don't they?
Many basic ones do. But the sources say this platform sorts results based on an optimized ratio of price and duration.
Price and duration. Okay, break that down. Why is that a big deal?
Because your time is valuable, right? A flight might be, say, $50 cheaper, but if it involves a crazy 9-hour layover in some random city.
You haven't really saved anything. You've just spent a day of your vacation sitting in an airport.
Exactly. You've spent your time, which is often more valuable than those $50. This smart sorting algorithm tries to weigh that trade-off.
So it might actually rank a slightly more expensive flight higher if it saves you, like, half a day in travel time.
That's the concept. It recognizes that the overall value might be better, even if the ticket price isn't the absolute rock bottom. It helps you find that sweet spot between cost and convenience.
That feels like a much smarter way to compare travel options, honestly. Moving beyond just the price tag.
Yeah.
Okay, so wrapping this up, we've done a pretty deep dive into how these all-in-one comparators, like the one in our sources, are put together. The scale is impressive. Pulling data from over 1,200 partners is a huge undertaking.
It really is. That aggregation is key for efficiency. And then there's the trust element, which seems baked into the business model itself.
Right, the upfront pricing attempts, and especially that non-transactional referral-based approach, it avoids a lot of potential conflicts of interest.
Definitely. And finally, the value comes from not just finding deals, but finding the right deals for you using smart tools.
Like that Explore feature for finding ideas, price alerts for timing, and especially that smart sorting looking at price and duration together.
It really shifts how you can approach planning, doesn't it? From just reacting to prices to more proactive, optimized decision-making.
Yeah, it really does.
And considering how powerful optimizing that price-to-duration ratio can be, well, it leaves you with a question, doesn't it?
Come on.
In today's really complex travel world, now that you can weigh these things so carefully,
Yeah.
what are you truly optimizing for? Is it just the absolute lowest cost? Is it saving every possible minute?
Or is it about finding that perfect strategic balance between the two? Something for you to think about next time you're planning a trip.